Good day, our dear listeners, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Rocket Podcast Network, your go to destination in exclusive conversations with the top tier real estate professionals. I'm your host, Sweet, and today I hope you are comfortable watching this right now, whether you're sipping your coffee in your office or you're using this as white noise or you're attentively watching and listening to this right now. I hope you are all okay because we have a special guest with us today. With a whopping 32 years of experience in real estate, specializing in listing, agent services, relocation, new home sales, and vacant land. Please give a warm welcome to Karen Mayett. Hey, Karen. Hi. Welcome to the
Pleasure.
podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so excited to get to know you more today and learn more about you. Yeah, it's so nice to have you here. You look really glamorous today. First of all, I just want to put it out there.
This is every day, baby. Every day.
I love that. So, every day, normal, not a no biggie. Not a
Right.
big. Yeah, love that. Love that. Yeah, so just a little bit of background for our audience right here or listening right now. During the invitation, when I was talking to Karen, she mentioned that she was attending a Tony Robbins seminar. So let's talk a little bit more about that first, because I'm also a huge fan of Tony Robbins. So can you share a little bit about your experience there and yeah, what was your favorite takeaways?
Loved him, loved the environment. I actually had been 15 years ago. And then, so this was my second time at Unleash the Power Within. And it was even better to me because it was virtual. And so I was in my office environment like here. And we were just able to see his face. You could see him crying. You- the emotion of the people. And then everyone's in their living rooms, dancing, jumping. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's so fun. It was really great to know that to meet someone who is also like a fan of somebody that I also admire. For the knowledge of everyone, Tony Robbins is a personal development or transformational like coach who held events to like for transformation, for like to really unleash like the title itself, unleash the power within. And it
Totally.
was super great. Yeah, it's so nice to know that you also have that. So let's talk about like a little bit about business now, Karen. Like, of course, you were attending Tony Robbins. So how does that contribute to like your business personally?
Well, I think real estate is a tough business, like lots of businesses, right? You're putting yourself out there every day, and there is a lot of rejection. And so when you're working with people, you have the potential of being rejected. So you have to go one step further and like, I am enough. I can do this. I will do this, and I'm not going to let my mindset of I'm too young or I'm too old or I don't have the education or I don't have this to stop me from achieving, the goals that we want to set for ourselves, right?
Yeah, totally agree with that. It's really about what is your like mindset and also what how your energy feels from within. So yeah, 32 years experience in real estate. So how
Yes.
did that started? Like what sparked interest in you to start being in the real estate industry?
Well, like Tony would say, sometimes our obstacles cause our next opportunity, right? We're thankful for sometimes what's in our way, what's in our path, and we have to kind of step through that. So back in 89, when I got into real estate, I'm an art major from Biola University in Southern California. And I moved to Riverside to support, Temecula Valley to support my husband. He was going to be a teacher here in town. And there wasn't any real art jobs, right? So real estate was the next horizon. So I got my real estate license in 89. And then that's when we started in the new home construction. And then we did that for 15 plus years and then stepped into resale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really the challenges that opens new doors. I totally agree with that. Yeah, it's sometimes we are like confused of what's happening, but sometimes it's like the opportunity, like we just have to overcome that to like see the opportunity in everything. So yeah, love that. It's a really long journey from with the real estate industry. So what would you say, Karen, is your like business superpower? Like what made you stand among all of the realtors in your area?
I'm probably one of the hardest working agents that I know. And we learn, skills of showing up. And when I was in the new home business, of course, I showed up every day for my job and I worked Saturday and Sunday. So when I transitioned into resale, it was an easier way to keep a schedule. So some people don't think, what do real estate agents really do? Well, there's a lot to it, but you have to start with, I'm at the office at 7:30 in the morning. I do role play. And then 8 o'clock, I'll check emails and take care of any urgent business. And at 9 o'clock, we're making phone calls to database and lead generation prospecting time.
Wow, really, really hardworking. Love that. Yeah. So how do you like maintain that energy to like keep up in that like all of the like the daily challenges or daily I'm out of words. Like the demands of your work. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, like how do you like keep on managing that like the high demands of your work, like all of those things. You do it all by yourself?
I really do all the negotiating, the contracts. Lead generation is on my side. My husband does the photography. He does MLS entry. We have some builder business he helps manage. So, all together, we are definitely working side by side, because it takes more than one person to do everything. But I don't have a big team, so I'm not a team person. It's just me, and then Todd does management.
Oh, totally, totally love that. Yeah. So you mentioned that you're not like a team person. So you really prefer to like do everything like hands on, like you and your husband working hand in hand?
Yes. Well, you could say I'm a control freak too. So there's that. So at least we know it gets done. That's probably one of my limiting beliefs is that I need to do it myself, right? If we were to refer
Mhm.
back to Tony. So we have some limiting beliefs, but I really do enjoy what I do. I love people. I enjoy that aspect of helping them with their life decisions. And this is usually their biggest life decision. If they've been in their house for 25 years, 30 years, this is a big move. So how do we help them move to that next level or next position or next state usually, because some people are leaving California, don't tell anybody. But I've got one moving to Kentucky, they moved into Idaho, Georgia, Texas, a lot of states. Anywho, so we're happy to help people in their transition.
Yeah, so yeah, like as mentioned in your bio a while ago, you're really like an expertise with relocation and all of that. So have you ever like thought of like expanding or getting a piece of help or to like do admin stuff for you or like a back office thing just to like really focus on like negotiations, talking to clients and all of those things?
Well, agreed. I do have some help. I have a transaction coordinator, we call it, and where she handles, the 100 pages that have to be docu-signed, right? And then I consider the escrow company part of our team as well because, they're holding the client's hand on wiring funds and everything else. So I'm not alone, but we're definitely solo in the aspect of negotiations.
Yeah, so have you encountered, Karen, some biggest challenges in your business in the span of your career? And how did you handle that?
Well, 2008 was probably one of the biggest crises we all went through with the crash days. And then before that was the recession. And, now the new thing is this NAR, what's going to happen with commissions. So that's going to be, interesting. And we're going to have to learn to change and adapt and grow and get better. Right. And so back to mindset, we can do it. It's just another obstacle. And usually that means some people will get out of the business and we'll be there to take over the rest of it. So
Yeah, always looking at the silver lining and everything. Love that energy. Can really feel that good energy that radiates here, even though we're just doing this interview very virtually. Super love it. Yeah.
yeah,
So, I'm curious, Karen, with your, of course, real estate industry could be really demanding and all of those things. So how
right.
do you like manage, like, let's go to like self-care, like how do you do maintain your energy and take care of yourself to like be in your peak state?
Do feel like I need more music in my life, more excitement that way. So I'm going to add that to my, just like to pump up every, maybe twice a day during the day, just to take a mental break. I think is important. Tony talked about that. And I don't need a lot of downtime. I know everyone's a little bit different that way. So I do some painting at night. I do a little bit of Hallmark movie. I am definitely not going to want to watch a really intense drama at nighttime. That's not self-care. So, but I will watch something, low key. I know how it's going to end. I don't have to worry about, if the deal doesn't close. It's gonna work out. So that's how a little bit of decompressing at nighttime after the stress of a real estate job. But I also am a believer. Of course, I'm a Christian, and I go to church on Sunday, and I go to a church whenever I can on a Wednesday or a worship night. So that fills my cup. And everyone has their own source, but that's my cup filler. And I do some devotion time at night and just kind of give it up to the Lord, because we can't do everything.
That's really, really great. Yeah, the self care tips. And yeah, and I can see in your background that you're like, of course, Karen here, guys, is an award winning realtor. You can see the trophies in the background. Yeah, would you say that? Can you share to us some of like the secret recipe, as we can, or if we can call that, or like the tips on how to like an award winning realtor?
I think it is focus. And so if we know how much money you want to make, right? Then we have to dissect that. Is that, what's that dollar amount look like for you each month? And then you break it down. How many deals do I have to do to make, let's just say it's, well, to round figures, let's say from one of my deals is 15,000 a deal, right? So if I need to make 50,000, what's that look like? How many deals I have to put together? Right now, I want to make, I want to do 5 listings a month. So how many people do I have to talk to get to 5 listings a month? Well, that is my dream number. Okay. It's not saying we're doing that every month, but so I have to talk to 167 people a month to get a listing. I mean, 167 to get one listing. So that's a lot of people. Real estate isn't this magic thing. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a listing and get rich.
Yeah, I totally agree.
How many people can you talk to? It's a people business. The more people we talk to, the more opportunities we're going to create for ourselves. And then if people like you and trust you, they'll work with you.
Totally agree. It's not like a magic pixie dust.
Right.
And like what you've said, it's really about like working hard and really impacting people's lives or connecting to people to like offer them help and yeah, being in that space. And can you share to us, Karen, some of the like your favorite moments as a realtor all throughout your career, like your favorite client close or some of your like memorable memories?
I had a really good one that touched my heart, and I don't do a lot of probate, but in this case, I was calling some probates, and that's when someone doesn't have a trust, right? So the family member died. And 60% of Americans don't have a trust. So here's a PR moment on that, because if you don't have a trust, you're going to go to probate, and that's a 2-year process where the courts basically decide how this house is going to get sold. So this lady it was a sister and a brother. The brother was living in the house. He wasn't letting the sister know that they were putting foreclosure notices on the door. So I called her on a Thursday night. Why? Because I'm doing my job. I'm supposed to make so many contacts per day. And she's in tears. And I can't really talk about it. Can you call me back on Monday? And I'm looking at my tax roll going, she's in foreclosure and they're going to foreclose next week. So I call her back. I said, we need to get together, like, and I can help you. And so we were able to stop the foreclosure from the bank within a 3-day window before they, sold it at the courthouse steps. And we were able to get, even though the house was trashed, I mean, they had fixed motorcycles on the living room floor, right? We still got her $200,000 for her family and her brother to share that she would never have gotten if I hadn't made a phone call. That's the power of what we do to help people with real estate. And that is probably my favorite story from last year or the last 12 months.
That was a touching story. I was like, of course, when we were able to like impact and make a difference to people's lives, right? That is so, so rewarding. So, yeah. And now let's go a little bit about with on the marketing side of things, because I'm
Sure.
just curious, Karen. Of course, with like the technologies, digital age right now. So how do you like cope up with or adapt to like ever changing like technologies and when it comes to like marketing or like really putting yourself out there in the internet and all of those things? Like how do you cope up with that?
I'm probably not the best at it. So we're trying. We're trying. I have a gal that does some social media for me. So that's, every day, right? And then
Mhm.
I did just hire someone through our company with Century 21 that is making phone calls for me around, database and like circle prospecting. So that's kind of cool. And so that's new. And yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. I'm still old school. We're database people. We're calling our database.
Yeah, it's really sometimes it's really what floats our boat, and yeah, that's really love that, really love that. So yeah, can you share to us, Karen, like what really is your biggest driver or driving factor beyond financial success?
I think that is something that's within us, right? That we want to achieve and we want to succeed at a high level. And so that I can and I will do better this year than I did last year is always kind of like we're competing against ourselves. I strive to try to compete against myself and not others, right? But I would, of course, like to win.
Love that. Yeah. Yeah, being always like 1% better than who you are yesterday is really like I believe that too. And yeah, I totally agree with that. Like really there's no competition like with other people. It's like you versus you sometimes, right? Like
Right.
how you move forward and all of those things. And also like you've said, acknowledging those wins with your like with you within you, of course. So can you share to us, aside from the memorable story that you've shared to us, can you share us your biggest win, maybe this year or last year?
Well, I did sell a $4 million house in Costa Mesa, so that was kind of nice. Hey.
Oh.
And I don't
Yeah.
even work Costa Mesa, so there you go. Um, and I think that's the thing about real estate is like that sale didn't happen just like that. I didn't like this guy didn't call me on the phone and I went and sold him a house. This was a past client. I already sold one condo for him, helped him find a house that we bought that we sold. So we're on our was it yeah count yeah we're on our fourth deal, and he decides he wants to buy in Costa Mesa, and I'm happy to help. Okay.
Yeah,
so
totally. Mhm.
so right. So I mean, it's not this instant thing, but if I hadn't have kept contacting, didn't send out a Christmas card, right? If we weren't touching base 2 or 3 times a year, not saying every month, but just doing something where he knows that I care and we're connected, then the fruit of that is a sale down the road.
Yeah.
It was my biggest sale of my career so far. I have sold 2 million, 2.7, but this 4 million was the highest, and technically that was this year.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I
Thank you.
that was really inspiring right there. Of course, sometimes it takes time. Like good things takes time. Like it's a cliche for a reason, right? It's a cliche saying. Yeah, love
Right.
that. Love that. Congratulations. That's really a big win for you. And cheers for more success and wins in the future. Yeah, for our aspiring listeners there,
Yeah.
right here, who are listening or watching this right now, Karen,
Yeah.
who also wants to achieve the level of success that you have, like the wins that you have, and all of those rewarding awards at the back of your what is that big piece of advice that you could give them?
Well, I was going to say, I've been in coaching for many years with Mike Ferry. So he's a training for real estate agents nationwide and actually around the world. So I would say you need to plug into a coaching system that's going to help with accountability. So I have a personal coach that I just had a minute ago. So every week I'm reporting into a coach.
Love that. So thank you so much, Karen. But before we go proceed to our next segment, can you, if there is something that you want to plug, or how can our listeners contact you? Feel free to promote.
Sure. They can check out our website, myrealestate.com, and check out our houses that we have available and homes that we've sold. That would be great. And remember me for Temecula, which is wine country in Southern California. And we're only an hour away from the beach. It's great living out here, and we have a lot of fun.
Lovely. Lovely. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. All right. So before we proceed to our next segment, let's have a quick commercial.
Overwhelmed with work? Well, meet your new partner from Skyrockets VA. In just a click, get matched with a virtual assistant who handles all the tedious tasks. No in-person hiring, no extra office gear, just easy online help from our recruitment team. It's like having an extra pair of hands minus the hassle. So ready to relax and see your work done just like magic? Choose Skyrockets VA and visit us at www.skyrocketsva.com.
Okay, and we're back still here with Karen, and it's time for our lightning round. So, Karen, our lightning round are just quick and fun questions. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Love it. All right. So, what is your favorite business book?
Fanatical Prospecting with Jeb Blunt.
Amazing. And who is your favorite influencer or coach?
Well, it would be a toss-up. I do love Mike Ferry. For real estate, yes. For inspiration, it would be Tony Robbins.
Love it. And what is your favorite lead generation method?
Favorite would be door-to-door knocking. Door knocking.
Oh, love that. Love that. And what is your biggest goal for 2024?
2024, I'd love to do 60 units.
Yeah, let's go for that. And best Amazon purchase of 2024? Or
best Amazon purchase?
Yeah.
I don't shop. Todd does all the shopping.
Okay, thank you so much, Karen. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, and we wish you your continued success in your real estate endeavors and more deals. Yeah, and higher deals.
No.
Love it. Do you have like last words before we end this podcast? Like,
I just wish success for all those agents out there. If there's any agents listening, that you can do it. You're enough. The business is there. As Mike Ferry would say, there's more than enough business to be done. So the more action that we put out, we'll get back in results. Sometimes it takes 90 days.
love that. Thank you so much, Karen. And there you have it, friends. Hope you learned from this episode, because I've learned a lot. And don't forget to leave a comment and hit that subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. Again, my name is Sweet, and until next time, stay inspired and keep building those spheres of success.
Thank you.